Microplastics are tiny plastic particles less than 5 millimeters in diameter, which have emerged as a critical environmental and health issue. Their ubiquitous presence in the environment is largely due to the degradation of larger plastic debris and their use in various products. Despite their small size, microplastics pose substantial risks to human health, affecting various systems in the body, including hormonal balance and respiratory function. This video delves into the sources of microplastics, their impact on human health, and strategies for mitigating these effects. Sources of microplastics. Microplastics originate from two primary sources. Primary microplastics. These are intentionally manufactured to be small. They are found in products like exfoliating scrubs, cosmetics, and cleaning agents. Primary microplastics include microbeds used in personal care products and plastic pellets used in industrial processes. Secondary microplastics. These are produced from the breakdown of larger plastic items, such as bottles, bags, and synthetic textiles. Factors such as UV radiation, mechanical wear, and chemical degradation contribute to the fragmentation of these plastics into smaller particles. Health risks associated with microplastics. Ingestion and respiratory exposure. Microplastics can enter the human body through ingestion and inhalation. Ingestion. Studies have detected microplastics in various foods, including seafood, salt, and even drinking water. Shellfish and fish, which are known to accumulate microplastics, are commonly consumed by humans. Research estimates that people could ingest thousands of microplastic particles annually through these sources. Inhalation. Microplastics are present in ambient air, particularly in urban environments and industrial areas. They can be inhaled, leading to potential respiratory issues. Particles less than 10 micrometers in diameter can penetrate deep into the lungs, posing risks for respiratory health. Chemical contaminants. Microplastics often carry toxic chemicals, which can pose additional health risks. Persistent organic pollutants, POPs. Microplastics can adsorb toxic chemicals from the environment, such as pesticides and industrial pollutants. When ingested or inhaled, these chemicals can enter the human body and potentially cause harm. POPs are known to be carcinogenic and can disrupt normal biological processes. Additives in plastics. Plastics often contain additives like bisphenol A, BPA, and phthalates. These substances can leach from microplastics and enter the human body. BPA is a known endocrine disruptor that can interfere with hormone function, while phthalates are linked to reproductive and developmental issues. Endocrine disruption. Microplastics and their chemical additives can interfere with the endocrine system. Hormonal imbalance. Chemicals like BPA and phthalates can mimic or block hormones, disrupting the endocrine system. This can lead to a range of health issues, including reproductive disorders, developmental delays, and an increased risk of certain cancers. BPA, for example, has been linked to prostate cancer, breast cancer, and thyroid dysfunction. Metabolic effects. Endocrine disrupting chemicals can affect metabolism, contributing to obesity and diabetes. Studies have suggested that exposure to these chemicals can lead to weight gain, insulin resistance, and altered lipid metabolism, inflammation, and immune response. Microplastics can cause physical irritation and trigger an inflammatory response. When microplastics are ingested or inhaled, they can cause local irritation in tissues, leading to inflammation. Chronic inflammation is associated with various health conditions, including gastrointestinal diseases, respiratory problems, and cardiovascular diseases. Immune system impact. Persistent exposure to microplastics can affect the immune system, potentially leading to weakened immune responses. This could make the body more susceptible to infections and diseases. Research on the health impacts of microplastics is ongoing, with several key findings. Studies on animals have shown that microplastics can accumulate in various organs, leading to inflammation, oxidative stress, and toxicity. For example, laboratory rats exposed to microplastics have shown signs of liver damage, kidney stress, and reproductive issues. Human studies. Although direct evidence in humans is limited, studies have detected microplastics in human feces, urine, and even blood. Research has also identified microplastics in placental tissues, raising concerns about potential effects on fetal development. Addressing the issue of microplastics requires a comprehensive approach. Reducing reliance on single-use plastics and opting for sustainable alternatives can help minimize the generation of microplastics. Individuals can make a difference by choosing products with less plastic packaging and using reusable items. Proper waste management. Effective waste management practices, including recycling and proper disposal of plastic waste, can prevent plastics from breaking down into microplastics. Improved waste treatment facilities can also reduce the release of microplastics into the environment. Personal actions. Individuals can take steps to reduce their exposure to microplastics. For example, avoiding products with microbeads, using air purifiers to reduce airborne microplastics, and choosing natural fiber clothing over synthetic fabrics can help mitigate exposure. To better understand and address the health impacts of microplastics, future research should focus on long-term health studies, conducting longitudinal studies to assess the long-term health effects of microplastics. Enhanced detection methods, developing more sensitive and accurate methods for detecting and quantifying microplastics in biological samples. Policy development, formulating evidence-based policies to reduce plastic pollution and promote the development of safer alternatives. Microplastics are a pervasive environmental pollutant with significant potential impacts on human health. From ingestion and inhalation to the disruption of hormonal and immune systems, the risks associated with microplastics are diverse and complex. Addressing this issue requires collective action, including reducing plastic use, improving waste management, supporting regulatory measures, and taking personal steps to minimize exposure. By understanding the sources and effects of microplastics, we can work towards mitigating their impact and protecting both human health and the environment.